Shrimati Mahua Moitra.
Honourable Chairperson, sir, I speak today in vehement opposition to the Farmers' Produce, Trade and Commerce, Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020. Each time I speak in this august house, my honourable colleagues in the BJP tell me in Central Hall, "आप अच्छा बोलती है, पर इतनी aggressive क्यों है? शांत होइए, शांत होइए." But I have not been elected by the 1.2 million people of Krishnanagar, a predominantly agricultural area, to be shant, while this government, with its brute majority, stamps out cooperative federalism from every single aspect of governance. When I saw the list of business approved for discussion during this truncated session, what stands out is that behind every single new bill, or behind every bill replacing another ordinance, is the singular sinister motive of this government to destroy federalism, to undermine the authority of the states, and to encroach illegally on every subject included in the state list. This bill is particularly dangerous because it seeks to encroach on state autonomy on a sensitive topic like agriculture, which is not only the main source of income for a majority of Indians, but also feeds this entire nation. Let me now go into the bill itself and dissect the most important parts. This bill is in direct violation of the federal structure of the Constitution, namely Article 246(3), read with Schedule 7, List 2, items 14, 18, 30, and 45. Squarely put agriculture, items relating to agricultural land, rents, revenue assessment, and collection on the state list. Once again, this government is doing what it does best, which is arrogating to itself a constitutional authority it is not vested with. Second, the bill creates two distinct areas with a single geography. Section 2M of the bill. The definition of trade area includes all other areas excluding the principal and sub-market yards and market sub-yards which are notified under the state APMC Acts and managed by the regulated market committees, and private market yards, sub-yards, private market consumer yards. Now there's going to be two areas, one trade area according to this new bill and another area comprising of market yards notified under the West Bengal State Act.
यदि हाउस की स्वीकृति हो तो इस चर्चा को 1 घंटे तक बढ़ा दिया जाए। चलिए अभी 1 घंटा बढ़ाते हैं, फिर जैसी आवश्यकता होगी, जैसी सहमति होगी आपकी, ठीक है, प्लीज।
So now there's going to be two areas, one trade area according to this new bill and another area comprising of market yards notified under the State Act along with private yards. Now the current provisions of the state APMC Acts defines the whole revenue district to be under the jurisdiction of the state. So if this bill is defining a new area, it is unnecessarily creating ambiguity among farmers and curtailing the jurisdiction of the state. The third point, Section 5(2) of the bill empowers the central government to specify procedures, norms, code of conduct, etc. with respect to electronic trading and transaction. If agriculture is a state subject, then surely trading and transacting cannot be taken over by the center. The fourth, the most dangerous, it's a direct assault on the state's revenues. Section 6 of the bill lays out that no market fees, cess or levy under the state APMC Acts shall now be levied on farmers and traders by the state government for trading in a trade area as defined in the new bill. However, under the state existing acts, this market fee will be payable. So this is going to lead to a substantial loss to the state exchequer because now any area outside the notified area will de facto be treated as a trade area where no state revenue can be realized. One farmer trader trading in a trade area and another being charged across the road by the state is going to create a ridiculous rural divide. The fifth point, ambiguity about price protection. Nowhere in this new bill has it been explicitly mentioned that the minimum support price mechanism will be respected. The Honourable Minister says it will be. Well, then explicitly put it in the bill. Do not keep it ambiguous. The sixth point, another very important gap. Nowhere in this new bill is the requirement for a license mentioned for trading in the trade area. But as per most state acts, a trader must have a license issued by a regulated market, a state marketing board for trading in scheduled agricultural commodities. If your state has no control, then farmers are open to unscrupulous, unlicensed traders. In conclusion, this bill has absolutely no interest in furthering the cause of farmers or farm traders. It is just another blatant attempt at blanking out federalism. But remember, no amount of feeding peacocks or manifesting yourself in Rishi avatars is going to keep you in power forever. So all these monsters you are creating by removing constitutional safeguards will come back to bite you. Beware of that day. So I request the Honorable Minister, beware of that day, and keeping that day in mind, be fearful. Please withdraw the bill. Thank you.
Thank you.